Hear ye, hear ye. Come one, come all. Nerds and geeks, it has truly been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without something nerdy to step to. But since we've got time, what we're going to do is let you geek out with our crew. Yes, it is the legendary Friday night from the Nerd-O-Roundtable. You're truly King Nerdificent Twala Sharp in the building. We got Ryan, Twitch Master McBain. What it is, good sir?
Like we always do about this time.
Anthony from Two Cubicles Down.
Oh, hello.
The one and only Mo Kelly.
Hola. What?
Dr. Liz from the Freeway.
Hi, everyone.
And last but not least, Tom is talking Cunningham.
What's up?
Yo, it has been a fantastic couple of weeks. Last week, of course, we were all out adulting, doing things that we had to do. This week, we come back with, just a whole lot of good shit. Beginning with She-Hulk. She-Hulk right now is splitting the nerdverse. There are those who hate it.
Really?
You know, basically dickless fuckwads who just hate anything that women do, period. And then those nerds who really just get down with some good shit. All right. Yes, the CGI, it was problematic at times. But if you want to talk about some excellent writing, some shit that me watching as an adult, I'm like, I get everything y'all are saying. This is like one of those series that I'm like, this should be rated TVMA just for what they're talking about. The greatest meme in the world, Captain America Fox. Wow. All right.
Didn't we know
going
that,
down the
though?
line. Ryan,
Didn't
what were
we
your
know that?
thoughts?
We did know
look,
this,
hey.
but I didn't think they were gonna do the whole Spider-Man thing with the fucks at the end, which was hilarious. I was in tears late at night watching that. This was a pleasant surprise. I didn't know how I was gonna feel about it, so my bar was kind of like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But the interaction between Jennifer and Bruce is fucking great. How he was training her. We see Bruce like actually finally use some real Hulk strength when you threw that boulder in the orbit. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm like, finally. I'm also surprised that they talk so much about Tony Stark, which I loved. You know, you really got a sense that Bruce really, really misses Tony. That was really, really good. Just the dialogue, what made me laugh, like everything from like Jennifer being all like looking all messed up and disheveled in the bathroom, and all the transsexuals coming in and like helping her out. I thought that was hilarious. I love the part when Bruce is saying you're basically gonna turn into She-Hulk if you get angry or scared, and she goes, "That's the base of every woman ever." I fucking laughed my ass off. That was great. And like I said, the end credit scene, I was in tears.
Yes,
it was good. CGI is a little here, kind of iffy from here and there, but overall, it was a good show. It was a good first episode.
All right, Anthony, usually Mr. Dowdy McDowder. What were your thoughts?
It was like I was saying earlier before, like the only CGI that I caught that was just out of whack was when they're hanging out in the lab. That's where I kept noticing like it just was not in sync. But you know, her just explaining how when she comes out of the containment and Bruce is trying to chill her out, she's like, no, like it's me. And then you start realizing like, yeah, did she, her being she dealt with her, issues by talking them out and working through it as, she came of age. And Bruce just bottled all that stuff up. So that's why she's in control when she's in Hulk form. And, Hulk was in control when he was there. So you kind of see how
deep perspective.
Yeah, you come to see how, like, she was working through whatever issue she was going on in life, and just Bruce was bottling everything up until just overloaded with come out in the Hulk.
Well, to be fair, Bruce had a very abusive father.
Well, that's why, like,
there's some Moon Knight there. There's some Moon Knight.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of Moon Knight there.
Well, and there's also the fact that his exposure was direct exposure, and her exposure was to his gamma irradiated or infected blood. So it wasn't like her whole body was drenched and so blah blah blah. But he made a point of saying that their family has a genetic predisposition to being able to process the gamma radiation, and so I thought that was a good way of saying nope, you can't just prick the Hulk with a super jab and turn yourself into a baby Hulk. You know, you could die if you did that unless you had this special thing. I will say this. Trigon in Titans is problematic CGI. I'm
Very
not
true.
expecting human-looking characters at unhuman proportions to look exactly completely realistic. Nothing about the CGI ever took me out of it. I thought for the most part where she was talking, and that's the thing I'm looking for. I'm looking for lips and eyes, and to keep me into you're a human. It's one of the reasons why the Avatar creatures, the Na'vi, were never distracting, because they were conspicuously inhuman looking, and so your body never said, "Ooh, God, that looks weird." But with her, everybody was used to seeing Mark Ruffalo already hulked out, so that wasn't, it was just like I'm just seeing Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. And with her, originally when the CGI came out, it was distractingly bad. In that very first teaser, it was like, wow, this is video game cutscene kind of bad. But they made a compromise, and I was saying to Ryan, I think they kind of went for more of a deep fake with skin color as opposed to trying to create a completely artificial Jennifer. And so I think it worked a lot better. It completely worked for me. I didn't mind any of that. I was never distracted by it. I bought it. The questions I have about the episode are, why is Titania there, and why was the Sicarian ship there? That's really all I had. And I thought the flashback was a little bit long. I thought maybe there could have been something cut out of it, especially in an episode that was a lean 37 minutes, including including credits. It felt like I could have spent a little more time in the modern day, but when I get that was supposed to be her first debut, and so now the subsequent shows are going to be about the fact that the world has to deal with her as a Hulk, as opposed to what we might normally have seen as if she were already a Hulk. Now you've got some stuff upon which to build your plot, and so it worked. I thought it was a lot funnier than I expected it to be. I thought their chemistry was awesome. I thought she was really amazing, and I wasn't sure if I would think that. And so I just really enjoyed it. I was
One
very
thing
pleased.
that you brought out about Titania, and I think that almost kind of explains the CGI. The scene of her jumping across the courtroom and that kind of old school Batman hi-ya punch that knocked her into the wall.
Yeah, that
was
was very
so
bad
kind of
wire
cheesy
work.
and
Yeah.
goofy, where it's almost like it just reminds me of the comic book where in her solo series, she's not serious about the world of being a superhero. And when she does Hulk out and she loses control, then it turns into your average kind of, Hulk comic book. But outside of that, it's almost like Deadpool, where it's not to be taken serious. And I think when I saw that courtroom fight, I said, oh, now I get the CGI. Now I get the way it looks. Now I get kind of like the funny way that her head moves. I'm like, don't take that too serious. Pay attention to the story and everything else going on. Mo, what were your thoughts?
I enjoyed it actually more than I expected to. I didn't expect to like it. The CGI was not really an issue for me because it's the Hulk, and I don't expect the Hulk to look like the original person. So I wasn't necessarily holding it to that standard. I did appreciate and was reminded of the importance and also the impact of Marvel phase 1 through 3 characters. And Mark Ruffalo and the Hulk, I think, buoyed this series in a way that I don't think he could have survived without Mark Ruffalo in that first episode. And it was very necessary, and it was also very appreciated. I noticed that Louis D'Esposito was one of the executive producers on this, and if you know the name, you know that he's connected to Iron Man, the original Iron Man, which would explain why Tony Stark, at least in name, was so prominently featured. I enjoyed the episode. I want to see more, but I also want to see more of Marvel phase 1 through 3 characters making cameos, including Abomination and so forth.
All right. And Liz, I do appreciate the green that you got on. What were your thoughts, sister?
I'm not wearing green.
What is that
No,
that you got on there?
no, that's
Oh,
a
that's
mic.
your
your
mic.
mic.
Mic, Paul.
Look, in the position that I see, it looks like it's something on your shoulder, like you're wearing a strap there. Ah, okay, I see it.
Yeah, it's a shoulder.
That's a green mic. All right. What were your thoughts?
Anyway, I agree with all of you. I think that the Hulk was absolutely necessary to introduce She-Hulk. But it was a fly comment because we didn't get to see why the ship was there. And so he said, we'll deal with this later. And so I'm expecting to see more of Mark because I expect an answer as to what is going on here. And hopefully another cameo, a shock cameo that's going to take place that's going to connect this to something else. I it seems
Well, we
as
still
if
got Daredevil.
Well,
Yeah.
oh no, I
but
actually
I
go
think
ahead.
it needs to be something. I think it needs to be because we need to know who's in this ship. And the last time we saw this ship was in Thor
Ragnarok.
3.
Grandmaster.
Right. So so I'm curious. So it's a good question to figure out. And he says he has to figure it out. And clearly the ship didn't follow them. So it looks like Tom has an idea. But I also want to say that I appreciated. I mean, there were a lot of throwaway lines that you all are bringing up, but I felt that they need to address Tony in a way because, and I thought it was really nice because it got us to understand how in the world what happened in Endgame to Infinity War that made the Hulk turn into Smart Hulk. And so
Yeah.
this is like the answer to that. And uh it also brings you back to Spider-Man Far From Home. Because they ended up back in Mexico. That's how we found so there was a lot of tie-ins that I thought this was like a feeler. The backdrop was a filler and letting us realize the relationship because I didn't even realize how him and Tony were they had some relationships together like in Avengers Ultron,
Age of Ultron.
but we didn't get to see like this teeter kind of friendship in this way. And so it's nice for us to understand that they did because it seemed as if Tony was just so bitter at the beginning of uh of Endgame that he just was like, I'm done with you guys. I'm check out. I'm having my kid. I'm living my life. And at least we see here that there was a little bit of a relationship, a little bit of something that allowed them to kind of bridge between him getting over his bitterness to being, something with before, within that 5 years.
It's a good point. It's also interesting to think about this. Like out of all the Avengers, like Tony was never mad at Bruce, not once that I can think of. I mean, their friendship
even after the fight, yeah.
If you look back, like their friendship pretty much started when Hulk saved his life when he was falling down in Avengers 1. And you see like Tony was like just poured his heart and soul to Bruce at the end credit scene in Iron Man 3. Like there was even during Avengers 1, like Tony just liked Bruce. He's like, I like, your intelligence. And
I think this
like,
is a professional respect. He respected his mind.
But I think
he was smart.
It just grew. The respect came into a friendship. And I really like popped off in Iron Man 3 when like, dude, you're going to someone who's not even a psychiatrist. So I mean, like it was a very strong friendship.
Now, Tom, before you get to that point, before you get to that Grandmaster point, I feel you. I just want to ask, did anyone watch the Marvel shorts that are available on Disney Plus?
The Groot.
Oh,
No, not the Groot.
Not Groot.
Not the Groot.
What are you talking about? Assembled?
no,
No,
the
I'm
one
talking
shot.
about the one shots.
Yes.
Well, I saw them as DVD extras mostly, but yeah. Sure.
There is a one shot where you have Thor who, he's discussing why he was left out of Civil War. And it's a two-parter. And that's what we originally thought. There's actually a third part to the Thor one-shots that's Thor he leaves his roommate and Grandmaster moves in.
Yes.
And Grandmaster is living on Earth with Thor's old roommate.
I never took those seriously. I thought they were just like comedy bits.
No, they are canon. They are canon now.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, they're actually on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline on Disney Plus. They weave them in so you're watching the entire timeline with the one shots as they're supposed to be as they take place in the universe. And so when I saw that, and then when I saw the Grandmaster ship coming in front of them, I was like, oh, I forgot that the dude still lives on planet Earth. And he was talking about he still wants to find his champion. But Tom's got an even better point or an even better reveal.
So while we were talking, I started Googling, mostly because you guys started me on the Tatiana Mosley blonde straight bob. And so I just happened to get in a bunch of things. Come to find out, and this is a twofer, because it basically addresses every question Liz had about a big reveal, about something that ties us to the bigger universe, and why the ship is there. His son is confirmed to be making appearance on the fucking series.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth. Who only would have been on Sakaar.
His, as in Grandmaster.
No. The Hulk.
As in the Hulk's son. Which is the bridge, which is a potential bridge to World War Hulk.
No, Hulk, yes!
The Hulk had a kid while on Sakaar.
The Hulk had a kid on Sakaar.
Yes, he did.
That was why World War Hulk started, because he got killed. And so, to me, that's the thing that makes the most sense. You're bringing another Hulk in. You're bringing another Hulk in, so it's a Hulk family. It explains why there's a starship. It explains why the starship was trying to track Bruce, because Bruce is his dad.
Why would he attack then?
He didn't attack. He showed up and she swerved off the road.
Right. They
never
He didn't shoot at them. It just dropped in, and she was like, whoa, because it was a spaceship. The kid doesn't know that a vehicle on another planet wouldn't know what a spaceship looked like, because he came from a planet full of spaceships.
That's
if
true.
this is Sklar, holy effing shit bombs.
Well, if we get World War Hulk, we'll finally get a Hulk that we all wanted.
Now, to Tom, with what Tom is saying, that has been the rumor that's coming out of She-Hulk. I dismissed it as just, there's no way. They said that She-Hulk actually kicks off the first Hulk-centered film, and they were going to do World War Hulk because it's still not a solo Hulk film. But that was going to be the Hulk line of films, and I'm like, they're not going to do that in She-Hulk. But Tom, damn it. Please, no, don't play with my emotions, Smokey. Don't play with my emotions.
I'm just telling you, the headline is Hulk's son to appear in She-Hulk Disney Plus series. That's what I saw. Whoa. And that's what friggin' fucking killed me.
So who's his mama?
I don't know. And
his mama was a warrior on Sakaar that he fought, and she died. She turned out she was badass too. I can't remember her name. She was one of the Warrior Guild, and she died.
But how would he know what Bruce looks like? Because he only knows Hulk, not Bruce.
Maybe it's Hulk Sniffer. I don't know. I'm just telling you.
I'm asking questions.
But Smart Hulk looked like Hulk.
Yeah, also Gamma Signature.
Yeah,
Gamma Signature.
Valkyrie didn't recognize
a couple different stories.
Valkyrie didn't recognize a couple
different stories because in the comic,
she didn't recognize
he thought
Bruce.
his son died.
Right.
Yeah, he thought his son died in the comic, but because a bomb went off and the wife died, and he saw them both looking like ash. Turned out he was super Hulkified and survived, and then went to grow up on Sakaar and fought. Sakaar and fought and took over, and then came to find Hulk on planet Earth. And then there was and then they had Son of Hulk comic line, and and then all that shit. So however they're going to explain it in this, I give zero fucks. Just make it happen, because that's bad.
So he cheated on her.
Kyera.
He's not married.
Yeah, but he was. We all know that they were that they had this love attraction, and she sings him lullabies.
But they weren't.
But
like,
that's
Yeah,
that's-
but
You talking about Black
there.
Widow?
That's before.
dude, they were just
Yeah.
they were just
You talking about
flirting.
you talking about Dead Widow?
That was flirting.
That was flirting.
That
They
was
never even
flirting.
hooked
They
up.
never consummated that.
Yeah, stop it. And also,
He said that he couldn't have sex. That's why
Right.
they didn't consummate.
Right,
I think-
not as
Right.
But-
he couldn't have
Thank
sex
you.
with her.
Hold on, maybe.
But no,
we
but
need
no. Now
another
that
end credits
homegirl that
scene.
he had the kid with was an alien.
You make it
Yeah,
seem
she's
like
an
they were
alien.
married or something. Stop it.
She's
Maybe-
Kyra.
maybe
She's
we just need
Kyra
another
the
end
old
credits
strong.
scene.
But
The
yeah,
old
good
strong.
one.
Yes.
Hulk
Kyra the
fucks!
old strong.
my point
Clearly.
is, he must have some type of like
Bruce
tracker
don't.
that tracks like gamma rays because Valkyrie and also like Grandmaster and everybody else knew Hulk as Hulk, not Bruce
Yeah.
Banner. So that was my point. So
Yeah.
maybe Tom's onto something.
All I'm saying is, I don't know. It could be, for all I know, it could be a Skrull fake. I'm just saying, if you're opening the door to his son being a real thing in MCU canon, then that's a great thing to open. And that alone would completely validate whatever She-Hulk was supposed to be about. If you're bringing about the whole hulkiness and you end up with some Doc Samson and the leader being all up in this bitch, I am good.
Hey,
Probably gonna see some
Tom.
scrolls too. That would make sense.
Tom, that actually, the leader coming back, they said that homeboy, the actor who plays the leader, is actually going to make an appearance in this.
Oh, okay.
We shall see. That's
Right.
another thing that's out there.
That's a lot of appearances. In this,
what was the
in
dude's
this
name?
one
He,
Well,
he
movie.
was
but I mean,
also in.
remember-
How many episodes
Watchmen.
is this?
Oh shit! What if they make his son the Hulk for Young Avengers? It was a
Ooh,
Skrull in the
Tom.
real Young Avengers, but if you got Hulk's son,
Ooh,
that
Tom,
shit
damn
would
it.
be fucking
Damn it.
dope.
Damn
Oh
it.
my god!
Are they moving in that direction with Young Avengers?
my
do you
God.
think?
Seems like it.
I don't know.
I don't see how you can't, because everybody is. I mean, we have almost everyone.
You got Stature. You got Kate Bishop. You got the Isaiah kid.
Speed and
you
Wiccan.
got Speed and Wiccan.
Mhm.
Maybe you have Hulk's son to be Hulkling or whatever the fuck
The new Black Widow.
Hulkling.
instead of
You got
Amadeus Cho.
Ironheart.
You've got Ironheart, and you've potentially got Iron Lad as a Kang throw in.
As a Kang,
since
yep.
we got Kang coming.
Ooh wee.
You got you got an entire fucking thing, bro.
You know, another dope thing about She-Hulk is, like Miss Marvel, this is another MCU series that pushes the franchise forward. This is a series that acknowledges what has come before it, but it seems keen on pushing the story forward. I love how they explain how Hulk's arm was healed. I know there's going to be people who are going to, go back and forth on the timing of when it happened. Damn it, his arm is healed, and they explain why. It's time to just start
all
accepting
that
some
matters.
shit
Right.
and move
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah,
You
it makes
know. Deal with
sense.
it.
Exactly.
And I don't think they explained it. There's no
They
mystery.
explained it
to
well. Yeah, they
Yeah.
explained it
There's
well.
no mystery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then we do know that this show takes place after Shang-Chi. Because in Shang-Chi, at that end credit scene, he was still in the
He was in a sling.
Yeah.
sling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very, very true.
Rocky
Yes.
Child says,
Yes.
"No way, stop playing with me. Don't let this be another Ralph Boner. No bananas in the tailpipes here." So
I'm
we
not
got,
Thank
mad.
you.
Look,
I get it.
we
Yeah.
hit
Fuck it.
all we hit
I
all
did.
of the marks. We got the banana in the tailpipe reference. We got the Ralph Boner reference.
Yeah. Let's not get
Everybody's
too
emotions
excited.
are being played with.
Hopefully
I'm
not.
sorry. I had to be excited because when I fucking saw that headline, I was like, "You have got to be motherfucking shitting me."
Yeah.
That would
yeah.
be great, but we had our hopes high during WandaVision, and they
They
Ralph Bonered us. So
They Ralph Bonered us. You ain't
And I
never
think they
lied.
You
learned.
guys are still
I think
looking
they learned
for
their lesson.
though.
I really do.
need to let it go.
never.
Yes.
That was the
Let
hugest
go.
setup. That was the hugest setup in the cinematic universe, and they bonered it.
Well, not only that. To your point, that was the only
The connection
Disney Plus
between
series that did not have an actual reveal at the end. If you think of the other series, there was a reveal, be it Falcon and Winter Soldier, Falcon becomes Captain America. There was actually a reveal or a resolution at the end. WandaVision, no, they took everything away. They took the children away. They took Ralph, what's his name away?
Boner?
Boner.
Boner away. I mean, all of that. They took it away. They didn't actually give us anything.
Well,
at
Doctor
the end.
Strange
which
was
is
supposed
the
to be in
reason
there.
why why she was so bitter in Doctor Strange. Like if they
Right.
would have had it not, if they would have had a better resolution, then there would
see,
be no Doctor Strange.
That's why I
non-bitter.
hate that they pulled I hate that they pulled the boner when they actually in her next appearance gave her the power to traverse universes. She should have been empowered in the same grief that gave her the ability to recreate vision. She should have been able to dream walk to another universe and grab her Pietro as part of the thing.
Yeah.
There
And
really
he wasn't even
isn't-
mentioned in Doctor Strange too.
There is no reason for them not to have done that. Now, granted, it would have been confusing because it seems like Feige does not want to recreate that Pietro, especially that Pietro with that power set, which would totally fuck things up in the MCU. So I get that, but kill him then. You know, have him revert back to his universe, whatever. I just don't see why they played us like that. That was
think he's
so
too powerful?
fucked up. What the Quicksilver in the X-Men universe is way more powerful than the Quicksilver in the
Way
MCU
more.
universe.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Wanda's is stronger than pretty much.
No, just
But
the
outside
Quicksilver zone.
of Wanda, Quicksilver is a self-solution to any villain that we've seen in the MCU so far. There's nobody who can fuck with him. He literally would have destroyed all of the Ultron robots without even blinking.
Well, he didn't. 'cause
Yeah, he
got
wouldn't have been shot with a bullet.
No, he definitely wouldn't have been shot with a bullet. He would have walked on the bullets and then fucking punched Ultron's heart out.
Well, here's the thing though, but like they pretty much have depowered almost everybody in the MCU, like from the comics. So I don't think they would make him that powerful.
But I'm
No,
saying,
but I think that's Tom's point.
If it were that
they
character
could, if it was
brought
that
from that
one, yeah.
universe, the expectation would be that he could be that fast. And they couldn't really
Yeah,
do
you know
it.
what? You're right. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
But you could have just killed him then, because he, you know.
It was mentioned, quickly. What were your thoughts on I Am Groot?
So cute.
Yeah.
I did not like
mean-
how the
So
credits
cute.
were 3 minutes of a 7-minute
Right.
short.
Right.
First of all, the shorts weren't. The shorts were not 7 minutes. The shorts were nothing, and I'm glad they powered through the opening sequence because the shorts were too short.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
too short. Now there were some dark moments that I thought were cute, like when he threw
No,
his.
Groot is an evil fuck, not dark moments. Groot was evil all the way through.
When
all
he
the way.
ejected the talkie Groot out of the air, out of the
I am
airlock, I thought that was sweet.
Look, when he
and I
destroyed the
laughed.
whole civilization that he had discovered, or at least thought he did,
Right.
and
And he
walked
covered
away.
back up.
Right.
I'm
And he
like,
almost
yo,
killed
dude, what
Rocket
the
with
fuck
that
is up
bomb.
Groot?
Right.
I mean, it's just, I thought it was very, very stupid, but I laughed. I liked it.
I'll
I
give it
liked
to him
it.
though.
I
They did
laughed.
bring
I did.
Bradley Cooper in for Rocket.
Right.
So
And
everybody
it really
was-
didn't sound like him either to me.
No, it didn't.
But it was all original, so they stayed true. But I mean, you're talking a 7-minute short, and 3 of those minutes are credits. Like,
I really would have appreciated them just stringing all of the things together.
Yes.
Yeah,
Going
get a
from
plane
story
one
to
by
story
one.
to story to story to story.
Give me
And then
one
do
I know.
15 minutes of
episode.
credits at the end.
Right.
Because you're going to skip through the fucking credits anyway. Just show me one long thing, a day in the life of Groot, and that's
like
fine.
chapter markers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the whole thing of watching the sped up thing and then immediately skipping because you didn't. Oh, and they didn't even let you skip. That was the other fucking thing that was annoying. You had to go back out and then select the next episode.
Yeah, what was that all
Dude.
about?
Yeah,
Because
Exactly.
it would have been too
Each one.
easy.
It wasn't an actual series. It was like
Right.
7 different
Yeah.
episodes.
See,
It was
and that's
bullshit.
how they treat their shorts, though. If you watch all the other shorts, that's exactly how they treat them.
Well, they need to fix that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bullshit.
I will also
in
say that
Pixar.
I will also say that I want Vin Diesel's agent because any motherfucker in this fucking podcast can do that
Could have
fucking
done
voice.
that sped up voice.
Yeah, we
Right.
all can do that.
Groot. I am Groot.
I can do it, Kevin Feige.
There are 2 people that we should always as another agent. The dude who was in Bullet Train,
Brian Tyree, what is his name?
Oh, Tyree.
the
Actually,
black
he
dude.
was very good in Bullet Train.
He-
though. He was
his-
much better
his
in Bullet Train than
accent-
he was in
his
Eternals.
accent was
He's
passable
in
Bullet Train.
It was.
everything.
Well, he didn't need
Yeah.
to be in Eternals, and so I
Look,
was
he's
glad
got
to
a
see
great
the Bullet
agent.
Train.
He's
No,
got
that-
a great.
He was good in Bullet Train. Bullet Train is a very good movie. I will give
And we
that.
didn't talk
movie.
about it. I didn't even include it in the list of streaming things. That movie is fire.
Oh,
Go see
very-
Bullet
very
Train.
quickly.
Goddamn
There are
it.
a lot of surprises, interwoven stories. I don't want to give anything away. It's very Pulp Fiction-esque in its presentation, kind of like What's in a Box type thing. What's in a briefcase in terms of Pulp Fiction. It's just a good movie, and there are just a lot of good surprises.
Okay.
And it makes you
Yeah,
think at the
it
end.
actually is. It's actually
It
really,
was
really
was
good.
very, very good. And a nice little collection of Marvel Marvel adjacent appearances. Brad Pitt was the Vanisher in Deadpool.
Look,
you had Brian Tyree as their
Tom, don't give it all away, but every single person in that movie has appeared in either a Marvel or DC EU movie. Every single person.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay.
It was a lot. It was a great. You haven't seen it,
No.
Twala? Oh
Right,
my God!
I'm still
I'm
trying
surprised,
to see
yeah.
shit. I'm still trying to
So
catch
good.
up with shit.
No,
There's a
I
lot.
understand. Bullet
There's a
Train
lot.
is Bullet Train. Honestly, and I know they re-released Top Gun.
They did.
I started to watch Top Gun again, and I couldn't. I stopped. But Bullet Train is an enjoyable movie. It's layered.
It's
It's
mismarketed.
complex. It is mismarketed because you think it's just wackadoodle, and
Mhm.
it's much more layered than you think it is. It is
Yeah.
so much more clever.
Philosophical.
It is philosophical. It is really, really, really a very strong film, and so much more than you think it is. And the surprise deaths that come out of fucking nowhere.
What? And we talk about Quicksilver. Aaron Taylor Johnson is a pretty damn good actor.
And that accent was more than passable, baby.
Yes.
He fucking killed it. I didn't even know it was him. I was like, I didn't, not at all.
him.
And just the relationship between those two as brothers, and I mean, Jesus, it's a great
It was
Oh,
it because
It's gone to the top
from
of the
looking
list.
at but looking at the previews, it was a toss away, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to see this.
It's an end of
And-
summer movie that you think they just stowed at the end of August,
no,
and they're just trying to get a little money back on it.
It's one
mismarketed.
of the best movies of the summer.
It absolutely is, and I was
Shit.
not expecting it.
Damn,
I was,
Liz,
I
that's
was
high
intrigued.
praise. Okay.
I was intrigued by the trailer the first time I saw it. I said, "Oh, this is going to be kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, dark comedic kind of heist picture." It is so much more than that,
And there's so
I
many
mean,
reveals
so
that you're like-
many reveals.
that you're
So
like,
many.
oh,
So
You're not even
many
ready.
reveals.
But it's not
Yeah.
gratuitous. They're
It
actually
isn't
necessary to
no,
the plot
they make
points.
sense because the plot is. This is the most complex story structure, where every story element is actually important, where they make sure that you're rewarded by paying attention.
Yes.
It makes sure that you're rewarded and you care. Those two brothers start off and you think, okay,
Hey,
they're
look,
brothers.
hey,
they're
hey,
twins.
I haven't seen
One's
it. I
black,
don't know the
one's
brothers.
white. Blah 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 blah. Oh, joke, tangerine, lemon. Blah 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 blah. By the end of that movie, it's gonna be onions time. You might as well pull out your cutting board and your
Okay.
goddamn
You
serrated
feel
knife.
for
because
them.
You
I will see it.
actually feel
You-
for
you all
those
have convinced
motherfuckers
me.
right there. Woo, sa.
No,
That
I'm
movie is
convinced.
awesome. I
I'm
need to go see
convinced.
that shit again.
Yeah.
Okay, all
you
right.
got
I
me.
want to see it
Shit.
again because I know there's
You
shit
got
I
me.
missed the first time.
Oh no, you had.
There's
you
so many
can't-
small
because
subtle
you have
details.
you have no idea it's coming. And guess what? Stay the fuck away from a boom slang. I'll tell you that much.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
You stay the
It's
fuck
great.
away. Don't
It
you
was
ever
really
get
good.
near a goddamn boom slang. Don't go near the serpent hut at the next fucking zoo you go to.
Okay, y'all are tiptoeing right around spoiling something for me.
Yeah,
Sis.
no,
I got it.
no,
I got it.
go.
See Bullet Train.
No, we
Yeah,
really
all of
haven't
now
told
go
you.
see it.
We
Thing
really
is-
haven't told you anything, to
We really haven't.
And you know
Okay.
what? Actually, the thing is about it too is that it's very difficult to spoil because it's there's too much to
No,
tell.
there's too much stuff that's goes
that
on.
it's going to be very difficult for even if you go read the synopsis is still not enough to
It
tell
doesn't-
you the
it doesn't do
extreme
anything.
the entire story.
How long is the
And-
movie?
Like
Hour
2
40?
hours and it's
Is it
2
2
oh,
hours?
is that short?
I don't think it's that long.
I
No,
thought
it's
it was
that long.
2. I thought it was 2 hours something, but not much more over that. All I know is that I was very surprised to see how Danny Rand's Finn's character got killed.
All right, okay.
Ray Fisher should not have done that to him.
Okay.
Oh,
Look,
God.
then on to something else I did not see, and I know Ryan, you and Tom have been watching this, and I'm super curious about it. I'm kind of mad at myself for not checking it out because I remember the comic book. I don't remember if I loved it enough to buy more than like 2 or 3 issues of it, but the Sandman on Netflix, I know everyone is raving about this, saying it is the best thing that DC has done in forever.
That's not on DC.
And that
It's not
well,
on-
I mean,
not on
it's
HBO, whatever,
it's
yeah.
DC adjacent, they own the company. Well, okay, look,
Right.
what
That
is
was me.
happening with the Sandman?
It is the best live action adaptation of a DC property that has
What?
been produced on television. That has been produced on television.
Hmm.
I
Wow.
think,
Pause here
I don't
and
think
say
you can.
that I don't understand the fury that the pushback against Sandman. The people were talking about how boring it was. I don't see how that's.
I mean, I don't know what
see it.
people. If you
It ain't
think
boring,
Sandman
no.
is boring, you first of all you haven't read the comics because it's not a chopsocky. I mean, it's a Vertigo line series. So
Yeah.
it's marketed to adults. It was always marketed to adults. What I think some people may be, because there's this, the standard incel basement dweller contingent. There's a lot of race swapping.
And gender swapping, yeah.
And less gender swapping than race swapping.
Yes,
but yeah.
yes.
Okay.
But there's a lot of race swapping. So the character of Death, who is played by a beautiful black woman in the comics, no surprise, she's like chalk white, but she dresses exactly like Death in the comics, and that's a very affecting episode, by the way, because it comes, I think it comes after the diner episode.
Is it episode 6?
It's either 6 or 7.
Yeah, because I just finished 5. And
Because
that,
there's 10 episodes. So
Yeah.
the episode
11.
with Death, 11. Well, yeah, there's a bonus episode, but that's not a part of the continuity of the series. So that's just like one-offs that they can do, just like they do in the comics. But it's a very quiet episode that explores the relationship between these anthropomorphic personifications of whatever. And it takes a second, because I was expecting Death to look differently. I didn't quite know who it was at first, and I should have seen, the Ankh and just said, "Oh, got it." But it's done very cleverly, and it's just exceptional. Even Lucifer Morningstar, who is always portrayed as a man, is played by a woman actor, but a woman actor famous for her non-gender specific kind of presence. She was played a lot uglier in Game of Thrones. In here, she is a pretty person, very statuesque, but also in that kind of vaguely androgynous way where you would think of a fallen angel as perhaps not being specifically gendered in a way. And that episode
Like Gabriel in Constantine.
Yeah, exactly. And they have another character who is very gender non-fluid, which is Desire. Desire doesn't get a lot of play in this series, even though they tease Desire. I thought Desire might play a lot more of a role in the series overall. But this is a very small slice. My son, who is 18, Thomas, and my daughter both watched it, binged it, and he was like, "Are there going to be more, Dad? Are there more stories to tell?" I was like, "Oh, you have no idea, bro." There's plenty to come, but it's just very, very well done. The Corinthian visual effects were very, very good. He doesn't look exactly like the comics, but it's a very good translation. The human monsters that are driven in this thing are very well done. You basically get 3 baby story arcs across the series.
Okay. Okay.
Well, technically, maybe 3.5. I mean, if you count the whole devil thing as its own little thing, compact over 2 episodes, then yeah. So, but it's not like the complete run or anything. And the Corinthian is introduced a lot earlier than he is in the comics. But it's just very well done. Easily
very well
bingeable.
written. Yes.
Yeah, very well written. The actors are great. Very solid performances. It's mostly British actors.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which is not surprising. But you feel Gaiman's attention
Wow.
on what is considered his comic book masterwork.
Yeah.
I love his novels, and I came to the comics late, but you feel he's an extraordinarily gifted writer and has a real strong handle on the ideas of mythology, and he built this whole universe around these, and all of the kind of aspects of humanity are named after D. So you've got death, you've got dream, you've got desire, you've got delusion, who started off, her name was something else, or delirium was something else before, destruction.
Danny Rand.
Damn.
Dire Disc. Yeah, you got Dire Disc. So and we don't see destruction, we don't see delirium, we see dream, we see desire, we see despair, we see death. I think those are the only ones we see, and very little of despair. It's really about dream, really.
So there's more to say in the coming.
Yeah, there's more. There's definitely more to see. It was extraordinary. I haven't watched the additional bonus kind of episode. So I don't know how much it deals with any of the other major characters. I'm sure Dream is in it, but very, 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 very well done.
The one good thing we can say about the Sandman is it's not on
I know that's
HBO
right.
Max.
I know that's right.
And it's not really, Warner Bros. Behind it, so it's safe.
Well,
so
technically, nothing is on HBO Max anymore. So
yeah, really,
Industry.
really. Like that is such a shit show over there. It is shocking.
I have no idea what they're doing.
They're just doing some house cleaning. That's all.
Yeah.
No, they're house crazy.
They're burning down the house.
Yes.
All I know is
house.
If they don't renew Young Justice,
I don't know what I'm
They're
doing.
not renewing Young Justice.
They're too young to know that song. Tom.
If they do not
I fucking love that song.
officially,
It's gone.
If they have not officially said it, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
If they officially come out and say,
Big Bird, you are gone. Young Justice.
fuck
is
Big
done.
Bird, Young Justice. If they don't bring it back, if they come out and say it's not coming back, I'm gonna be like Ice Cube and fucking
no
baseball
Vaseline?
bat. No, that too. The baseball bat and go in there. And there's gonna be some
You're
consequences.
gonna demand
He's
your
gonna do a
match?
left eye.
I think Young Justice kind of lives in a weird space because they said they were abandoning family programming, like young targeted programming, but Young Justice really isn't. Young Justice is a very mature
Not in its
series.
later seasons.
Well,
Yeah, in its later season, it's all adult shit.
yeah, so I mean, it's not like Teen Titans Go. Young Justice is a very well scripted, and again, complex. Everything layers. Everything always has a fucking cliffhanger, and they left us with the biggest cliffhanger of the entire goddamn series.
Yep.
You've got Supergirl on Apocalypse and a whole bunch of Kryptonians under the thrall of Vandal Savage. Are you kidding me?
Right.
I mean,
that's fucking crazy.
Jeez Louise.
Hey, look, fuck HBO Max. Although
Industry. Spec.
they did give us some greatness with Westworld, and the way they ended Westworld right now, shit was phenomenal. No, you're not all the way there yet, Tom.
Yeah,
but
I will blank out.
This
on
is my
because
favorite fucking season. My
I will say
favorite
this.
season.
Even more than
hands
part
down.
one of season one.
Yes.
Wow.
Mo was not wrong that once you get past the first episode, things kick into high gear.
Yep.
So I give you that. I'm still a little confused because I'm only in the episode where Maeve appears to have met a fate, and that the dude from Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul, appears to have also met a fate.
Oh wow!
But
Tom.
it's hard to I don't pretend to believe anything at this point. So
No.
except for Jeffrey Wright, you're mute. No, you're not muted, Mo. You're just not. We can't hear you.
I'm sorry. No,
There
the
you
fact that you picked those two particular characters kind of highlights you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Right.
When you pick out Aaron Paul and also Tandy Newton,
Tandiwe.
whatever. her. That is actually almost like foreshadowing the direction of the series.
Well, and it seems, I mean, they're already including some very confusing shit with just those two people. So that plus
Tom,
Jeffrey Wright.
Oh, you're not ready.
Yeah, you're not ready, Tom. It's so layered, and it is not. It's not a casual watch. You must be deliberate and detailed in your viewing. Everything that's happening now, it's going back to the first season, and it really fucks your head up when you think back to other seasons leading up to what's happening right now. It's some real twisted brains in jars type philosophy going on right here.
Okay.
Very, very fly. Very, very fly.
I'm here for it. I was originally not. I conceded, caca, that I am, or maybe I should say, bzz, bzz. I am willing to admit that I did not see this going the way it went, because I thought last year was a bit. It was a bit too far from what we had been led to believe Westworld was. Season 3.
Don't go off the movie. That movie is nothing like this TV show.
Oh no, I'm not at all. No,
Okay.
But that's what I kind of thought, that what we were leading up to was what the Westworld sequel was supposed to be about, with a different twist. And that's what I thought we were kind of getting. I thought the different twist was what season 3 was. And then when I saw what season 4 started to look like it was about, I was like, oh, this is the different twist. But then it just seemed like, anyway, I haven't seen it. I'm enjoying it. And since I'm enjoying it, I'm not going to try to get spoiled.
So where are you exactly?
It's the in the aftermath of Maeve setting off the explosives in that big place.
In the rock quarry like area.
In the rock quarry.
You're
and
in season 4 though.
No, I'm in season 4. Yeah.
Okay.
What's her name? Hale just told Aaron Paul, those are my people. You think those are your people? Those are my people. That's what just happened.
Nice. Very nice. You're
Well-
you're right on the right path.
I want to mention something because I know Twal was very excited about this. They're filming season 4 of The Boys right now. How's that make you feel,
wow.
Twal?
Sir.
Well, sure. I mean, more story, I guess. More story. I know they're making a Homelander's son a regular, so hey, hooray.
Peak
cinema.
cinema. Yeah.
I kind of feel a way, just because of the way our country is going right now. I'm enjoying The Boys, but I feel a way about The Boys and where they are taking The Boys, which is, I mean, they're not taking it too
Into
far
your
away from the
urethras?
comics.
Listen.
God damn.
Anthony is a quiet assassin. He was sitting on that.
I waited.
sitting
That's the
on
only
that.
reason why I'm
Sitting
here.
on it.
That's the only reason why I'm here. Listen,
Sit into your urethras.
Termite is the only one who can get us back into the game.
He's not wrong.
He's the only one.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
That is
God.
Let's hit back into the game. Jesus. I don't want to play that game.
Neither does
No,
Thanos.
I knew they were working on it. And I saw, the cast and some of the people that they're bringing in, and they're also working. They've been filming the spin-off series.
Oh, right.
What is it? The Boys University or whatever the fuck it's called. They're filming. That's a great. Hey,
Well,
great.
It's certainly not Herogasm.
No. The more peak cinema coming your way
Yes.
soon, Ryan. For me though, the peak cinema that
I
I'm
know
looking
I know what
forward
you're
to
about to say.
is it's dropping this September.
There it is.
It's coming,
Yes.
kicking you straight in your
Yes.
effing face. Cobra Kai season 5.
Season
Oh,
Back
5.
hard, no mercy, sir.
Oh man, look,
You're gonna take over the
they're
valley?
going so deep into this mythos and making, at this point, they're making something great literally out of nothing. It is
Yeah. Out of
amazing how well they are doing this. It's like one of those things you're like, was there literally that much story to tell in the Karate Kid universe? And they're
No.
like, yeah, there is.
Actually, there wasn't. They are geniuses in the respect that they're giving the fans what they want. We get an update on everybody. Single character who has ever traversed the Karate Kid universe, with the exception of maybe the next Karate Kid, Hilary Swank, who is
Right.
rumored to be in talks for maybe season 6.
Shut the entire
outta here,
fuck
really?
I'm
up.
being serious.
Yeah.
I'm being serious.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this is they are giving something for the new fans. In other words, here's the new generation, the younger kids that we can't necessarily gravitate to, but younger people can identify with, but also making sure that the heart and soul of the series with the original characters, unlike what Star Wars did, fucking up the new trilogy. They're
Yes.
saying, we know who brought us here. You know, we're going to dance with who brung you. So they're making
Thank
sure
you.
that they're giving you all the old characters. They're giving you updates on every single one you've ever wondered about, from Mike Barnes on down. The bad boy Mike Barnes is going to be in season 5. I'm happy. I mean, there's nothing else they can really do at this point. Kreese is in jail. He's going to be an anti-hero this season. It seems like I'm good. I'm good. They can do no wrong.
Yeah.
No,
At
it's
this
darned
point,
impressive.
It's my thing. It
Yeah,
really is.
I can't wait for Hilary Swank to come in and date Hulk's son and have a threesome with Ralph Boner, so that we'll get the entire expectations met sequel of this entire universe with Jaden Smith holding the boom mic.
Oh, jeez.
I don't want his ass in the universe,
geez.
but they might bring him in too.
Wow.
Bring in Jackie Chan too while you're at it.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Please don't.
You got
Please
Jackie Chan.
Well, Will
I
Smith
wouldn't
owns
be
all this,
surprised.
so you know.
And
Yeah,
what's her
season
name?
7.
What's her name? Jaden Smith's mom in it.
Who?
Jada Pinkett.
No, the mom on-
Oh,
Oh,
Taraji P.
Oh,
Henson.
Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah.
Mm.
At that
He
that might be the
said,
point when it jumps the shark.
Yeah.
Go that direction. I don't know. I don't know if we need all that.
It's
I don't know, 'cause Jaden
it's
Smith
darned
is-
impressive.
His last movie project, I don't see that possibly, because his last movie
There's no
project
reason to cast him.
is very
Mm-mm.
eclectic.
He's not in the same universe.
No, I don't think it's necessary to have him. I just think it's a funny notion. If you're bringing everybody else in, you only brought Elizabeth Shue in for like an episode and a half. So if you know, if he does end up showing up, if Hilary Swank does end up showing up, which is, you say, I don't know if she would be a Shue cameo or if she would be, you know, a bad boy cameo or a bad boy like season regular. Maybe Zabka will go for her and he'll ditch what's his name's mom and go
Well,
for
he
Hillary.
has to end up
man.
with someone before the series.
Yeah, no,
is
he
over.
absolutely does. Yeah, for sure he does.
Yeah. Fucking it's so good. What else is happening out there, Tom? What you watching?
What did I just? Oh, I just started. I finished Discovery, the latest season of Discovery, and I just started watching Strange New Worlds. But I just finished season 3 of Evil, which I didn't know
Ooh.
how I was gonna feel about it when I first started watching it. I watched it when it was on TV.
Wait, who stars in that? Tom Eagle?
Mike Coulter.
My man.
Yeah.
And who
Iron-
else is in?
The guy from Person of Interest.
Right,
The
Emerson.
little him.
Yes, Michael Emerson.
Him. I don't know. Am I supposed to?
Yes, because he's getting ready to come on Nerd-O-Roundtable next week.
Ah, him. Okay.
Yeah.
So the most incredible character and the most complex character on Evil, who is going to be coming on Nerd-O-Rama next week. So I enjoyed the character, and he's playing against type. I always like when a person can play against type and actually do a good job doing it, because he was a very repressed, introverted character in Person of Interest, and here he's playing absolutely the opposite. I mean, he's slaying Christine Lottie. He's drugging people, he's killing people, he's stealing embryos, he's doing a whole bunch of stuff. And you didn't really get, I mean, from the beginning, it's been a Catholic Church-centered thing, and I didn't like it as much as I actually liked the Exorcist series in the first season. I really enjoyed the Exorcist series, and I really thought the reveal of Gina Davis's identity in the Exorcist series was really good. And so Evil is in some ways similar, but you've got Mike Coulter as, I don't know, the sexiest priest in North America, I guess, and then the married white woman who is his love interest, who is married to a bit of a schlub of a mountain climber, and then you've got Michael Emerson and Christine Lottie, who is inexplicably attracted to Michael Emerson. And so there's just this weird dynamic, and it's kind of like X-Files, but it's also kind of like The Exorcist, and there's like a map of demon houses, and there's a whole lot of it was procedural in the first 2 seasons, and now it is more shifted toward just the dynamic between the main characters and Michael Emerson, and what the bigger universe is and what the bigger play is. So it's not just, oh, what happened at this creaky house, and it was like The Conjuring episodic. Now it is turned into a more layered drama with hidden whatevers. And again, I'm glad it was renewed for season 4 because they left such a huge freaking cliffhanger this season. I was like, wait, how come it's not saying next episode? Wait, oh fuck. So I will be definitely watching that episode because it's a good show. And so I enjoyed it. I can't wait for season 4. And I guess I'm waiting on the last season of The Good Fight, which supposedly is also coming.
Oh,
to Disney
yes.
Plus, so.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'm
last
juggling
season.
a lot right now. Yeah.
There's a lot. What's on your TV, Ant?
Oh, so I caught this yesterday after watching Hulk. It's called Light and Magic. It's basically like a behind the scenes of Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
So 6 episodes, about an hour each. I'm about 1 in. I only caught 1 yesterday, but
I was about to say that's a lot that you watched in She-Hulk.
Yeah. So that's about it. You Light and Magic behind the scenes of and it's like like it builds up. So it's the original trilogy, and then like, hey, we're ready for 1, 2, and 3. So it seems pretty cool behind the scenes stuff of it.
So is it real behind the scenes stuff, or is it like recreations of what
real.
the process was?
It's real.
So it's real footage. Oh,
it's real footage.
Huh.
Interesting.
That's pretty
All
cool.
right, Light and Magic. Liz, what's on Apple TV?
Funny, right?
Besides
You gotta
Severance.
Yeah, funny.
He's not wrong though.
I mean,
No, he's not. Let's say there are actually a couple new shows on Apple TV. The 5 days.
oh boy,
the 5
the Katrina
days.
thing.
Yes. And it's based on a true story about
The
the
hospital. Yeah.
and 5 days at Memorial. I mean, every episode is worse. I mean, it is
Gosh, I
the
need to
most
escape.
vile, sad thing ever. The notion of them having to have sit around and decide who should be rescued, who should be left. Like, I mean, it is just the saddest. And it also brings up like really bad infrastructure to the point that it made escapes like this damn near impossible. What's even more amazing about this show, if anything, because like I said, it's a hard watch, is they didn't have a rescue plan for flooding. And you're like, you do live in New Orleans. How do you not have a rescue plan for flooding? But whatever. And they have another show called Bad Sisters, which is actually pretty funny, but kind of dark humor. Because all the sisters
fun on Apple TV. Damn.
No.
all the sisters are plotting to kill, or did actually kill the husband of the sister, who he deserved to die. So I'm all for the fact that they killed the man. And I was like, oh, I'm here for it.
And
Let's
did you
kill
hope
him.
he
Where did
burns in
kill
hell?
him?
Slightly. different.
And the insurance company is trying to, because they can't pay out the insurance claim. So then that leads me to a whole nother issue about like, now wait a second, y'all trying to make sure that he's caught up, that you guys can figure out that he's been murdered so that y'all won't go out of business. Now I have another problem with the insurance company, but I want them to go out of business. As a whole, it's very fascinating, very interesting. I did watch y'all Murder Inc. since y'all interviewed the dude.
Woo-hoo. Oh,
Irv
no
Gotti.
doubt. Irv Gotti.
It's
I'm
good.
I'm not cool for Irv Gotti, especially all the stuff that he said about Ashanti. So, but I did watch it, and okay, it's decent. It's a decent show.
I may check that out. It's one of those things.
It's still
where...
going on. We're
Yep.
just only in episode 2.
It's not a bingeable thing.
Not
not
yet.
a weekly
It's
thing.
Okay.
yeah, every Tuesday.
Oh.
Because BET is doing everyone. So they first did No Limit, 6-part. You can binge that.
It's
or
almost like their
5-part.
version of Unsung.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the next 5-part is Rough Riders, which I'm gonna say that Rough Riders is a hard watch because it's very
I worked there.
sad.
I worked there at Interscope, so I know
Right.
that story.
It's a hard watch. And so then now they're doing Murder Inc. And I think they're doing another. I can't remember who's the 4th one coming up, but yeah.
Okay. Interesting. What about you, Ryan? What you checking out?
Still trying to finish off Sandman, which is great. We've talked about that. I finished The Orville. It's now on Disney Plus. It's one of my guilty pleasures. It's not for everyone, but I think some things were just funny. This last season was really, really serious, which is kind of weird, but I liked it. I know that Scott McFarlane wants to do a season 4. Hopefully he gets it. It's all up to Disney at this point, but it's there's some stuff in there that's pretty funny, but like I said, it's dumb. I know it's dumb, but it makes me laugh.
Nothing wrong with some good old gut busting escapism. Mo, besides convincing me that Bullet Train is the absolute truth and that I can wait on Day Shift, what else are you watching?
I'm watching Icons Unearthed on Vice, and they have a 6-part Star Wars series. I think it's different from what Anthony was talking about, where they go movie by movie, talking about the issues and the troubles of trying to get those individual Star Wars movies made. They go into George Lucas's personal life, his marriage, his emotional issues, how he ended up in the hospital, how each movie was not expected to even make back the money of their original budget, and how it was over budget. And
Each
most
movie?
of them, each movie,
The original trilogy.
of the original trilogy, and
can
also
see
goes
that.
into the prequel trilogy.
Wow.
How George Lucas was paying out of his pocket to make sure the movies were finished. It's for people who think that they know Star Wars. Check out Icons Unearthed. We're going to have the executive producer on next month to talk about it. Icons Unearthed on Vice. They have all the episodes there. It's really, really good. If you appreciate Star Wars, it is a necessary watch.
And isn't that
You learn something about it.
fascinating? Isn't that fascinating though, that after how much success that they were actually still having with Star Wars, that they still weren't willing to cough the money up?
Each movie was a fight,
Right.
an actual fight. And people forget that George Lucas only directed the first movie, episode 4, A New Hope. And you get to see the inner machinations of how the subsequent directors were fucking up the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And the fact that they turned out to be relative classics is amazing given the internal strife.
Well,
Icons Unearthed.
when you interview that guy, please tell him that I told you to tell Ryan Johnson to go fuck himself.
Okay.
And this also, and I say this also because that piggybacks off of the toys, like the notion that
That's
they
in there
just
too.
kind of.
He made a lot of money off the toys.
Yeah, but the toys were flukes. Like
No, they were. You know why?
strapped together.
You made a great point, Liz, because they talk about in the first episode how George Lucas negotiated for exclusive rights to all merchandising. Including the toys, and they just gave it to him because they think, you motherfucker, you're not going to sell any toys. No one cares about miniatures and figurines and action figures, and that's where he revolutionized the business. It gives you a great insight into just how the money fell into place.
There's a whole backstory as to the toy manufacturer who got the bid, I guess, to build those toys. They were a nobody out of the Midwest.
Nobody
in Ohio.
Yep.
And they ended up getting the license for Star Trek. And Star Trek was even more of a fluke because they built it off of what Star Wars.
You love the word
did.
fluke.
I do because it makes no sense that
A lot of things don't make
you
sense.
wouldn't put money into Star
It was not
Wars.
supposed to happen. It was not.
Dude, speaking of flukes, Sony could have owned all the movie rights to all the Marvel characters, but all they wanted is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yep.
They said,
Because they weren't making any money at that time.
exactly. They said no. The executive said no one gives a fuck about Iron Man or Captain America. Give me
I didn't.
Spider-Man.
Nobody did.
Well,
No,
and
well,
at
that's
the
you.
time,
That's
only
the
the only
idea of
reason
Iron Man.
No, but
To
at
be
the time,
fair, though,
when
Spider-Man is
Sony
the-
bought
The
the
entire
rights to
universe,
Spider-Man, Spider-Man was among the top. I think
Yeah.
he was top 3 in the world as far as
Yeah.
recognized characters when
Yeah.
Sony
That's
bought
true.
the rights.
Behind
It was
maybe
like
Batman and
Spider-Man,
Superman.
And
Superman, and I think Batman.
But
Yeah.
they
know,
could
and
have
it was
bought
like, wait,
everything
what?
for like $20 million or something. shit.
Hindsight is 2020.
I know, but still,
Yeah,
I mean,
No, but
fuck.
but look at what Spider-Man is under Sony.
Spider-Man's
You wouldn't
still-
have wanted you wouldn't have wanted Marvel to be anything other than what Feige was able to make it when he was able to make it. Bottom
Yes,
line.
I
Because
agree.
too many other people. It's just like Ghost Rider got tricked the fuck off. It's just like
Yes. Yep.
Fantastic
Yep.
Four got tricked the fuck off.
Yes.
It's just like the X-Men were never executed properly. You needed the artistic vision of somebody who gave a fuck about the IP in
I just thought
order
it was
to turn
funny,
it into
that's all.
something. No, it's. I mean, there's.
But-
Look, the business world is littered with people who made poor calculations and turned into a multi-billion-dollar mistake for them.
But Star Wars, they literally felt that boys would not play with toys. I mean, that was their calculation.
Yeah,
I mean,
because they're
it is-
considered dolls.
Well, but
Right.
it's crazy because you had G.I. Joe things.
With the kung fu grip.
And you
Yeah,
had
and-
$6
but
million
at that
man.
time-
No, I get it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
Mhm.
right before Star Wars, and it wasn't. I mean, boys' toys were not the huge things that it became once
Right.
Star Wars was the thing, obviously. But one of the things that was different about the Star Wars quote unquote toys is that, first of all, there really were barely any girls. Second of all, it wasn't all just human people. You had the droids. You had Darth Vader, who didn't look human. You had all of these robot-y looking things. You had different alien species. So it wasn't like the same as, oh, it's Barbies. It was like you were able to recreate the movie, and people loved the movie so much that kids, just like when they played with the toy soldiers with the 2 feet attached and all of that, it was like that. And George Lucas didn't know it was going to become what it did, but because he had the opportunity to leverage the merchandising and the toys, he did it. So
Good
there
for him.
It is.
Yeah. All right.
Day it is.
Well, it has been another fantastical episode. Outside of She-Hulk next week, is there anything else that's popping? Because I know we're a little ways off from Andor. Is it just She-Hulk next week?
We should talk about Bullet Train. Go carry
I
your
will
ass
go
Yeah,
to the
see it.
movie
hopefully
theater.
go see it.
Look, I'll go see it.
And the movie what I guess you didn't like it. Jamie Foxx's new movie. I actually liked it.
Day Shift,
Oh,
it was
Day
fine
Shift?
for Netflix. It's nothing special. I
It
wouldn't.
really isn't. It tried to be Blade with jokes, and
Yeah.
the mythology doesn't hold
And I
up.
talked about this on air. I said it was joke, murder, joke, one-liner,
It's Jamie
joke,
Foxx.
murder,
There-
murder. You know,
I will give the credit that I would watch a show on the 2 Armenian brothers. Because
Yes.
that
Yes.
sequence
That
in that
was
movie
good.
was
Yes.
fucking kick ass. When he fucking
Yes.
chopped those blades out his shoes and started flipping and
Yes.
dipping and doing all that shit, I was like, that was a good vampire kill
okay,
scene.
I gotta say one thing. Twilight, you haven't seen it yet, have you?
Nope.
Okay, I'll just say this: the whole pretense, bullshit explanation for why the vampires could go out in the daytime, that was fucking bullshit.
It was
just
thin.
straight bullshit.
But it was straight from Blade too.
It was really good sunblock.
Yeah, it was straight
Oh,
from Blade.
man. All right.
Yeah,
all right,
what did they
y'all.
put on the
All right,
eyeballs?
okay.
It's like, come on
Okay,
now.
I'm
Come
good.
on now.
Well,
But
they
isn't
had
that the
hats
same
and all
thing
that
that they do for? Isn't that the same thing that in the Twilight series? How are they getting outside?
No,
No,
what you
in,
said.
no,
No,
they,
they
they
had
couldn't be in
diamond
the sun
skin.
because they shined.
yeah.
They
Remember,
didn't. They didn't get
reflected
hurt at
or
all.
absorbed
They were
in the
so
sun.
beautiful that
Yeah.
everybody knew they were creatures.
Yeah. 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 Fuck the Twilight, because that's what it was. Our beautiful
was some
diamond skin.
bullshit.
That movie
right.
series franchise almost like killed vampires, literally.
Yeah.
Ruined the whole fucking lore
Hands
of
down.
vampires.
Yeah, it was.
And that's
I,
why it showed up in Day Shift.
I will say that the idea that all vampires are now superhuman contortionists is an intriguing conceit, but
They overused that.
the first scene with the abuela
Grandma. Yeah.
and the scene in the valley where it was a nest, that was some action. Everything else was pretty much ass.
The story was just silly.
It wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Gray Man was War and Peace compared to the story of Day Shift.
Right.
It's Netflix.
Right.
No,
It's not.
It was fine. But
It was
again,
fine.
look,
just like
that's not
Power,
something I'm rushing to
just
see.
like Power,
Yeah.
you put Jamie Foxx in a Netflix movie, it's bound to be ass.
It's the same.
Damn.
Jane Fox plays the same character. He cuts
He always
jokes.
does.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Megan Good was wasted because she's way too fine to
was
only be in 2
wasted.
scenes.
She was looking just fine enough for me.
You
I don't need her
convinced
to
me I
say
don't
shit.
need to.
She
I
can
don't need to rush
Get
for that.
it. Yes, the
she
kids were
can.
saying yes.
She can get it twice on
Kids.
Tuesday.
Well, now that
old man.
she's divorced, who knows?
She's already divorced.
Yeah, she
Divorce
divorced.
is done.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
word?
I met her and her husband, and he was cheap. So
You mean ex-husband?
Franklin.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Ex.
Say that again, Liz, please.
Ex-husband.
X.
Thank you.
That's right.
Oh, Liz like she want to put it in her bed. Ex-husband. He
It's
free.
ex-husband. She is beyond free.
Lord
Not
have
for long,
mercy.
baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's building resumes.
Not if she encounters Ryan 6'5".
Yeah, baby. On your stomach.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
Okay. All
my
right.
Lord.
Okay.
That was
All
a
right.
bridge too far.
Okay. So we out. So we are out on that note. Anthony, take us out, good sir.
Good news, everybody.
McBain, I don't know.
I'm nasty.
Yeah,
Still
no
on.
shit.
You're damn right. Dr. Liz.
Hulk out.
Oh, that's nice. That's a different one.
Nice. I love that, especially because Captain America fucks. Mo Kelly.
Multipass.
Tom Cunningham.
Where is my evil suit?
I didn't expect that. Excelsior.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you.